As a children's cartoon from the 80s, G.I. Joe was not without its sense of romance, or as close as you could get to romance on a children's cartoon show. Today we look at 10 couples whose romance seemed to make sense, or in some cases, make no sense whatsoever. Duke and Scarlett were like the it couple of the Sunbow series. While their coupleness was not expressly stated, it was largely hinted at throughout the series. Duke was the all-American man who got the all-American girl. The closest thing we got to a confirmation of their relationship may have been in G.I. Joe the movie, when Scarlett holds Duke in her lap after his fight with Serpentor. Flint and Lady Jaye were actually a G.I. Joe couple. They had an ongoing relationship throughout the series that was even carried over to most other G.I. Joe stories. You could tell they really did care for each other by how they interacted with each other. Flint stuck by Lady Jaye's side after discovering she was related to Destro, and even after her brief stint with someone else. Flint and Lady Jaye may have been the G.I. Joe couple, but Destro and Baroness were the Cobra couple. While staying loyal to Cobra Commander, Destro and the Baroness had a thing for each other, and their true loyalty was to each other. They were generally not shy about their relationship, and they did not hide it. Their relationship was also carried over to many of the other G.I. Joe stories. Pathona was tasked with bringing Serpentor, the Cobra Emperor, to Cobra Law. While this couple did not have an expressly stated relationship, some level of intimacy must have been desired by Pathona, as she stood tall and proud next to Serpentor as he took command and fought the G.I. Joe team. Sometimes love brought G.I. Joe and Cobra together. Cue Mainframe and Zorana, a pair of star-crossed lovers from opposing forces. Like all good tales, the dastardly pink-haired punk girl is sent on an undercover mission which involves killing a techie nerdy boy with whom she falls deeply in love with. Realizing they can't be together, they return to their groups only to occasionally reminisce about what could have been. Sometimes attraction is born from betrayal. In the case of Slipstream, he was shot down by Raven, who he in turn also shot down. After discovering Cobra did not care to rescue her, Raven reluctantly came around to joining forces with Slipstream. They had their squabbles while escaping the bats, and even came up with pet names for each other such as Venom Lips and Slimeball. They were eventually rescued, and their happily ever after was left a mystery. Love is not always found within G.I. Joe or Cobra. Sometimes a good civilian comes along. Lifeline rescues a rich girl and her father after some night ravens sink their yacht. At that point, Brittany Van Mark, or Bri, falls head over heels for Lifeline. She gives him countless gifts, causes trouble, and accidentally brings a battalion of bats to Joe headquarters in pink limousines. Eventually, after an avalanche, things get sorted out and the happy couple, stays happy. We are introduced to Mejia, who is speculated to be Iceberg's girlfriend. The couple reunites when she visits her uncle's tropodome in the Arctic. Their relationship appears a little cold and fishy, as Mejia does not put up a huge fight when Dr. Mindbender mutates Iceberg into a killer whale. After Mejia saves Iceberg, the two get cuddly. I guess you don't know what you have until it's a whale. Mara was a Cobra experiment that escaped. Shipwreck discovered her in the water and tried to rescue her. He quickly discovered she could only breathe underwater because she had gills. Together they escaped to a secluded beach where they fell madly in love. As appropriate as it was for Shipwreck to fall in love with a Cobra mermaid, it was just as sad when Mara realized she had to stay near the island. She told Shipwreck goodbye. Later, Cobra would reunite Shipwreck with a synthoid Mara to obtain a secret formula that only he had. In a parallel dimension where G.I. Joe failed to defeat Cobra, the Baroness acts as a double agent to Cobra and is really a G.I. Joe sympathizer. In this world, the Baroness and Steeler are an item, or they were until Steeler died. When Baroness meets the real Steeler, she believes it is her Steeler. But the real Steeler is totally confused. It is explained to her that the real Steeler is not her Steeler. When all is said and done, the real Steeler decides to stay in the parallel dimension to help rebuild the fallen G.I. Joe team. And, well, be with the Baroness too. Do you have any favorite G.I. Joe couples? Let me know in the comments section below. And while you're there, why don't you hit that subscribe button and the bell notification icon next to it so you're notified whenever I put out a new video. And if you're feeling super generous, why don't you share this video with everyone you know? Anyway, thanks for stopping by. Have a wonderful day.